Imagine for a moment you're going to take a device and inflict thousands of micropunctures into your face and into your scalp. And you're going to do it willingly. And you're going to do it all in the name of beauty. You're thinking, what? Well, actually, many of you already do this. Let's talk all about microneedling. Let's talk about the use of a derma roller and what it can do in promoting hair growth and actually filling in bald patches. Does it work? Let's find out. So we're talking about microneedling here, or the use of a derm roller at home. Typically, this is something that would be administered by an anesthetician or a dermatologist, and it's actually probably best to start there. We're not a medical channel here, and we're not recommending that you actually try this, but a lot of the clinical studies have shown that this is actually one thing that you could possibly try at home on your own once you do a little research. So, does it work? There are types of hair loss, of course you know, standard male pattern baldness, but there are hair loss related to types of alopecia that affect the beard or the hair. Clinical studies have shown that the use of a derma roller, and yes, this is a derma roller, have shown to contribute to what appears to be growth within those areas. And once again, it depends on the person using it. So how does it actually work and what is it doing? The derma roller works by causing these very small and literally thousands of little micropunctures within your skin. If you're doing it correctly, it's no more than a tiny pinprick or redness on the skin. But what it does is it signals to the brain that there's been an injury, and what it does is it sends more blood to that area, and it also increases other growth factors within that zone, one of which being the production of collagen. And within the production of collagen, there can actually be a strengthening of the skin, tightening of the skin, as well as the strengthening of hair follicles within that. Are you instantly growing hair no matter where you put this thing? No, you don't want hair everywhere, of course. But what is happening is if you have existing hairs, say you have thin hair on your temples or on your crown or on your beard, and you use this device, what it does, clinical studies have said that it actually increases the diameter of existing hairs. That's right, increases the diameter of existing hairs. And you're thinking, I don't want fat hair, I want more hair. Actually, you do want fat hair. You want each of the individual hairs to be as plump and thick as possible. What happens as you get older, hair gets thinner, and it's not so much the count of hair sometimes, but the fact that each of the individual diameters of the hair is getting thinner. So what you want to do is pump up the diameter of each of your existing hairs around a particular area. You will see that you have vellus hairs even within an area of compromise in your beard or on your cheek. There are thin, very fine baby hairs. That kind of peach fuzz that you might have on your face or within those areas. Those are vellus hairs. Studies have reported that the use of a derma roller can actually help those particular hairs to thicken up also to the point where they will become terminal hairs. And that's where you are getting the growth that people see in some of the results. If you have no vellus hairs on an area, say on your palm, there's no hairs on your palm at all, and you use this on your palm, you are never going to grow hairs. That's how it works, thickening existing hairs and the help of converting vellus hairs to terminal hairs. And so that's actually how it works. So you're taking this little device, it has thousands of little stainless steel needles on it. They vary from 0.6 millimeter up to 2.5 millimeter. Most people will use something like 1 millimeter on their face. And you are rubbing this in various directions. I say 3 passes in different patterns on your face per area. And in doing that, you are inflicting these little injuries to your face that your body then is trying to repair. And in its repair, one of the benefits potentially is helping the hair to grow stronger within those areas, as well as making the skin tighter. How often are you doing this with microneedling or a derm roller? I think a lot of people saying, hey, the more the better. I'm going to do this once or twice a day. In reality, most doctors and dermatologists are recommending that you do this once a week and that you build up to the point where you're doing it once a week. So it's not something that you want to do daily. More is not better. So the more you do this, the more your body is the more damage you are doing to the surface of your skin, that your body is then sending new growth factors, and it's trying to repair the areas. And so what can happen is you can get a buildup of scar tissue within those areas. And scar tissue is not what you want when it comes to thin areas on your face. With scar tissue also comes no hair growth. You will almost never get a hair growing from a scar or from scarred tissue. So you have to be very careful. So that's why I would recommend, and this channel would recommend, since we are not a medical establishment here, that you check out and do diligence on your own and see a dermatologist or a doctor related to how to do this. Now, the studies do say that this is something that you can do by yourself, and you can do it at home, but you have to do some due diligence. So the question is, have I done this to myself? And yes, I'm standing here holding a derm roller to the point where I bought this, and for 6 months, I actually used it on my cheeks and I moved it into the hair. Well, you have to be careful with using a rolling device. When you get near existing hairs, it might have a tendency to pull up, snag existing hairs, pull them out, or break them off. So you have to be very, very careful with the use of a derm roller on existing hairs. There's other types of puncturing devices. One of them is more of a vertical, where you actually looks more like a nose hair trimmer. You put it on your skin and it punctures straight down and it doesn't pull the hairs. And so that might be a better viable option for making sure that the existing hairs around the area that you're working on might not be injured by the use of a derm roller, because it really can pick up and snagging existing hairs. So you have to be very, very careful in using that. You also have to be careful about infection. You want to wipe this off under hot water. You want to rinse it with alcohol after every use, because you're going to put this back into your skin and you're actually going to be putting little micro incisions in your skin. And so you don't want to play around with possible infection on your face. So you want to keep these as clean as possible. It's one of the reasons also why many dermatologists want you to go in to do this, as opposed to doing it at home by yourself. My results after 6 months, I noticed a 5% increase in new hair growth, and that was probably the conversion of vellus hairs on my cheeks. And what I was trying to do is lift my cheek line, and I have to say, going in, I thought, hey, I'm going to do this on my cheeks, and I'll grow up my cheek line like Victor's and move my line up like Carlos's and have just more potential for hair. I thought, hey, if I can get another 15% of beard on my face, or even 10% beard in this zone, that would be great for making my beard look overall thicker. Did I get that? No. I did it weekly for 6 months. I did it twice a week because I didn't know all of the facts about doing it. I did not get the results that I was looking for, and so I discontinued use. There are studies that say that the use of platelet-rich plasma, or minoxidil, in conjunction with the derm roller can actually increase the results exponentially. And so that's something that you would want to definitely talk to your doctor about. Of course, the use of minoxidil on your face is actually not approved by the FDA. So if you actually wanted to look at areas on your temples, say, or on the crown of your head, the use of minoxidil with a derm roller has been shown to have definite increase of hair density and hair thickness over using the derm roller alone. So that's what I know from my studies on looking into derm rollers. Is it something that I would try again? I would probably not try it again for myself. And I had looked around and talked to other people and talked to dermatologists, and they said it doesn't work for all people. For me, it wasn't worth doing it. Would it be worth doing it in conjunction with minoxidil? I would have to say I'd have to try it, and I haven't done that. For me, I'm not going to do that. So that's the information I got. Once again, check with your doctor, check with the dermatologist before you start anything. And maybe with their approval, you can be trying this at home for yourself. Hey, comment below and tell us if you have used a derm roller, if you have done microneedling, whether on yourself or by the use of a dermatologist, and what the results have been. Very curious to read, to see if other people have had better results than what I've had. Thanks a lot, and until we meet again.
Hey, I'm glad you've been watching these Alliance videos. Woo, good job. Hey, do yourself a favor. Treat yourself to a little treat and come join us. Join us at the Alliance. We would love to have you. See you soon.